no doubt you've seen Yuri on his supermoto. Completely different style than anybody else. So, where did you hear about the Alaman?
Well, hello, thanks for inviting me. First I want to say thank you to all of the hard-working corner workers. That's what we call them in the United States. They call them Marshals here. I just wanted to thank you guys for your hard work. Obviously, along with your guys' ups and downs, I've been going through the same thing as a rider, trying to get my laps in and meet the qualifications, but I just wanted to start by thanking you guys for your work. I super appreciate the dedication that this organization puts into this event. It's been amazing. A part of it. Thank you.
So, what made you want to come to the Alaman?
Okay, so where I'm from, I'm from the central coast of California. It's on the ocean, exactly like the Isle of Man. It's the same environment. We have glens and forests and high windswept mountains, exactly like it is here. So before the TT and the Manx were televised, 20 years ago, we had these things called Duke videos, and all of us at home, we would watch these, and it would take a year for them to trickle into the United States. And so we would watch them. And like I said, where I come from, it's a motorcycle mecca for California. People come from all over the country to ride this one particular stretch of road. It's Highway 9. And if you were to play a video side by side with the Isle of Man TT mountain course, and you were to zoom in, it's the exact, you wouldn't be able to know the difference. It's the same environment.
Same characters, yeah.
It is. So we've always wanted to come here. The problem is that you can't just be what's called a canyon rider and apply to this event. It doesn't work like that. You must go to short course racing and earn your stripes in order to apply. So I took all of my racing, all of my street riding stuff, and I went to an association, the oldest motorcycle road racing club in the United States. It's on the west coast of California. It's called the American Federation of Motorcyclists. And a lot of the great American riders cut their teeth in that club. That is the premier club of the United States. So I took my riding there and started racing, and what happened was the finishes and the placings started stacking up, and I started to notice that the requirements that were asked for by Manx Motorcycle Association, I started having those in pocket, and so I started amassing all these finishes, and I figured now is the time to put in an application because I feel like I've met all the basic requirements needed to start your journey to come here. And so it's taken me 3 solid years. It was always a dream, right? And all of us have had dreams, but to actually get to a place where you're going to realize the dream is a tough thing to do. And so 3 years ago I started on this journey to come, and it was a singular focus. It wasn't on the back burner, it was a singular focus. So I started getting the race finishes, and if any of those one thing would fall through, I wouldn't have been able to meet the requirements. So everything had to go like clockwork. And the steps got handled, and I applied, and here I am with you guys. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And is it, when you went round the track for your first time, in your newcomer's lap, was it everything you thought it was going to be?
Well, everyone probably says the same thing. You can watch all the videos you want. I tried to stay away from the big boys. Those fast laps on the video, that's not going to help me in my quest. So I found Mr. McGuinness's video on his vintage bike, and it was a little slower, and I could gather things in, but nothing prepared me for the actual undulations of the track, because you can't see that on video. So Bray Hill was very steep, and the first time down it in person, I did have sweaty palms.
Only 20 pounds.
Yes, yeah. So, but as we circulated the course and we started to get under the trees, it was like I was home. Yeah, I just instantly felt comfortable, and all of those butterflies and everything, they just all went away. And when I finally got out on my machine, it was like we clicked. We just clicked. Everything was within limits, very smooth, and it was just pure enjoyment. There was no tenseness or anything of that nature. It was just pure fun, and that's what I came here looking for, and I knew that I would find it when I came.
With the mixed weather conditions, etc., we had early on in the week, and you didn't get out that much, did you find it hard to reach the qualifying time?
Well, with the ups and downs of the weather, obviously the pressure mounted because there are rules and regulations that have to be met. And in my mind, I had it as there would be no leeway on that. That's just the way I viewed it. I've learned after being here for the couple weeks that the administrators are very accommodating. They will work with you and are very knowledgeable and extremely helpful. And so leading into all those days, I was down 2 laps at the beginning. I did not get my first practice in. It upped the stress level, and it has been an emotional up and down, but we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And getting on the bike, I knew that after my lead lap, you're on a short leash there and you can't pass. So I wanted to show a safe, controlled lap with my Marshall. But then when I was, as they say, set off my leash, I was able to be in my place and ride my ride, and I knew it would come if I was just smooth. And I was 37 seconds off my first try. My second try qualified. My second lap out qualified. My third lap was right on the cusp again. And then tonight I did an 86 mile an hour lap tonight. So
excellent.
I'm really pleased with that. Yeah.
That's a really impressive start.
Yeah. So we shaved like almost 2 minutes off that first run in 3 tries. So
that's excellent.
Yeah, we're having fun. We're definitely having fun.
Why did you choose the Supermoto?
Okay, that's the thing is that when this all came about and I had ideas of doing it, I had contacted the Manx administration. I wanted to know if they would bar me from coming. I had submitted some information about where I was coming from, my finishes, the machines I wanted to bring to the island. They were very frank with me and very honest, and they said that they sat down and had a discussion about it and said that if I had met ACU requirements and I was awarded a starting position, they would not bar me from coming. But in their knowledgeable opinion, they said it would be a monumental task for me to even qualify machinery of this type. So that kind of lit a fire under me, and I've been riding these bikes for about 4 seasons now on short course, and I've adapted well, and I've prepared resilient, robust motors that withstand road racing. And I felt like no one had done it. And if it was easy, someone would have already done it. There's plenty of these guys in France and Spain that do this kind of riding with these type of motorcycles that are wild and crazy guys and have a lot of financial resources. So not seeing anyone bringing this machine yet, I figured now was the time to bring it and showcase what riders all over the world are finding out about these machines as we go forward with events in Australia. With Troy Bayliss is running events with these motorcycles on 17-inch wheels, They're running the Super Prestigio in Spain, and Marc Marquez and big MotoGP riders are riding these bikes on the weekends to get their training for their professional riding. And I figured that, yes, I would struggle on the mountain because it's wide open, but in these lower areas where it's tight, it performs really well. And I think if we prep the motorcycles well and are concerned about the safety of the other riders in the group, they could prove to be maybe not only viable, but you could bring a class to the event. Maybe you know, it's just a dream that you would maybe, because Super Twins used to run with 600s. It became popular. You guys made a Super Twins class. Now, if it ever came to pass that you had a supermoto-ish class or a singles class only, you know, I don't know. It's sort of on the fence. There's half the people don't want to see the bike here, but half are saying, you know what, go for it.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of people in here have been very impressed with you going around. I mean, you've only got to look at the social media pages. See all the pictures that are up there.
Yeah.
This mad yank going around.
That kind of just, you know, I came over here 2 weeks ago with my kit, and it was like I had my little hooded sweatshirt on, and I was just in obscurity. And then the past week it's just been blowing up. You know, I got the bike on course and performed a little bit on it, and it just turned into, it got crazy. It got crazy on the social media. I'm trying to stay focused on the task at hand, though. I have my race. I still don't believe if I've qualified or not. Even though I've met all the requirements and the times are there, I need to see my name on the sheet saying, you're going to be at this place at this time, and you're going to be in the race. I still haven't got that assurance. So to me, it's still tunnel vision, focus on the task at hand, and bring it home safely and have fun at the same time.
From a financial point of view, getting here, bringing all your equipment, etc., that couldn't have been cheap.
It's taken everything I have. I mean, that's I can't be any more honest with you guys. It's taken everything I have, financially, emotionally. It's just, but it's such a big task. You would think that that's what it's going to take. It's going to take everything. A dream is a big thing, you know. So I'm sure there's some people that waltz through life and achieve their dream with the snap of a finger. But for me, it's been work. It's been work. So.
All right, I'm sure there's a few people in here that would like to ask you a few questions. So if I could borrow Sam. Somebody like to ask Yuri a question?
I've been out marshalling at leg. When we saw you going around, you had one leg hanging out. Was that motocross, or did you fancy yourself as Valentino Rossi?
You know, I've seen some comments, and I've taken a little grief over that kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, when you ride the supermoto bike, if you want to ride with a knee out style, that traditional style, if you put that knee on the ground, the bike is so tall, what you're doing to yourself is you're leaving yourself no margin for error. Meaning, if with the longer travel suspension, it's 12 inches, it's not 110 millimeters like a super bike. If you go down on your knee, and the front end wants to tuck, and we're on streets here, so you got to be cautious. This is not a closed, short course circuit. If you go down on your knee and that front end tucks, you are not going to save the bike. You're going to go down. So if someone here sees me with my foot on the floor, it's actually for safety. People will say, "Oh, your foot will catch. If your foot catches, you're done." Well, if you're doing it correctly, your foot is, the front of your toe is up, and you're not going to catch anything on the pavement. It's going to slide smoothly. But what it does is, if the front end does tuck, you can push off from your leg, and it saves you. It's a safety thing. It's not a style thing. It's not for show. It's a safety thing, and it's there because you want to get around the course safely. And if you notice, if it happens, it's only on slow corners, because that's where you're going to get the tuck in the front end if it happens. If it's a fast corner like the bottom of the Garrow, I'll try and keep it on at all times. If it's quarry bends, I will put shoulder out, chin up through all the bends. Kurt Michaels, same thing. But a slow corner like the Solby Bridge, Mayhill, Hairpin, the second turn at Waterworks, you'll use it in those places. The gooseneck, it's there for safety. But I've been told that the administrators, they don't want to see that. They want feet on the peg. So the last run I did and tonight's run, I really focused on heeding what they want to see happen, circulating in a safe manner. But I did want to express to the answer to your question that it is there for safety. It's not there to balk other riders or to be in the way of other riders that may come up. And if you'll notice, it's not hanging out like a Rossi does in front of Mark Marquez. He's hanging it out there. It's really tight to the bike, and I'm conscious of people at all times on the course around me. And I make an effort to not look back at what they're doing, but if they're in my view, to move a little bit offline to give them room, because I know the bike's going to have more horsepower. And everyone on course that has come around me has given me the thumbs up when we're in that situation and it's really tight and we're working through the tight stuff. I have the torque to stay with them, but when we get on the straight, they obviously come by, and I've gotten the thumbs up. So I don't think you'll hear any complaints from other riders about the safety that's going out on the horse.
Anybody else got a question?
Anyone else have a question?
What's the back there? No, that was trying to take out.
Have you ridden a normal bike from Ginger Hall to Ramsey? And if you have, what's the difference from the bumps? That's a really bumpy road from Ginger Hall to Ramsey.
Okay, so from Ginger Hole to Ramsey, you're asking if I've ridden a normal bike. I've rode your course 4 times. Four laps. I got my 5th one tonight, but one of them was a controlled speed lap. 4 laps of the mountain course. And I've done the qualifying time. So you give me 100 more laps on any bike. I've owned super bikes for 25 years before this. You know, I've had 600s, the 1000s, and then I went to supermotos because it's less expensive on the tires at the short course. And we have a good singles class at home. But you give me 100 laps on the mountain course, and maybe we'll do something.
Anybody
I
else?
just wanted to know if you thought it was bouncier on a normal bike or even a car compared to a so-called supermoto.
Well, it has long travel, but now that I know the character of the road, the bumps are not spaced far apart. They're actually ripples that are close together, so it makes a different resonance on the bike. So it definitely is rougher than I anticipated because of the resonance. It's not sharp-edged rolling bumps. It's a bunch of little ones all along that road. So it is rough, but I think everyone's dealing with the roughness. You know, everyone has to ride the same road.
Yeah. Anybody else? Got another question?
Anyone else?
Come on, don't be shy. Yeah.
Ed, are you finding you're getting knocked about by the wind a lot because of the height of the bike, or is it okay?
Okay, so that's been one little thing that I was warned warned about coming into this. You're going to get blown off the bike, blown off the mountain. Your neck's going to have to be 8 feet wide like a linebacker to hold your neck in place, this and that. I have a little windscreen. We ran into some wind 2 practices ago. It was very windy up there on the mountain. To be honest with you, I've been riding these bikes for so long and crunching up and perfecting the way that I get down on the bike. I haven't run into that problem. I don't have a neck ache tonight. Everything's straight away. People have a lot of notions of when they see the type of machinery. It's not the case. It really isn't the case. You're not sure. There's going to be times when the wind is horrendous year to year here. This year it's been relatively low, but I haven't had the problem with the buffeting, to be honest with you. It's been pretty manageable for the most part.
Anybody else?
Are you coming back next year?
So a lot of people have asked me that, and my answer to that would be my dream has not completed yet. So where I'm at is my head is still 100% focused on the task at hand. I need to complete my race tomorrow, and then I can vacillate on whether or not I am coming back. I would say that obviously this was something that I wanted to do because no one had done it, and if I did come back, I would probably come back on a traditional machine. I know traditional machines. I would like to come back. In fact, I'm hooked. I want to say yes, but we still have more work to do, and that'll happen tomorrow.
Anyone else?
Everyone's bored of it by now.
We've got one more.
Just a short question, Yuri. What do you mean by a traditional machine? Are you talking a classic or a traditional road racing machine?
I would like to come back on the 400, like something with fairing, modern. Obviously, the classic side of the event is something that appeals to me. It might be a little out of my price range. I think we can find something Japanese for a lower price and be in the Manx. I would like to show the people in the event that even though the learning curve can be steep at times, that I could maybe do something in the event.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Shall we finish up with Yuri? While she's having a ground. Favourite part of the course?
Favorite part?
Really don't call that.
Yeah. I have several favorite parts, but the ones that I instantly gelled with are very obvious. So the Glen Helen section, very obvious that is just a hoop through there. It's conducive to the type of machinery for sure. I can get through there. I was there. There was 600s with me there that I had come here expecting to just be blown away by the bigger bikes. I came into Glen Helen and there was people in my way. And so I had to pick my way around 600s. Up at Kronkvadi, they came by, on the straightaway. But through there, it was like I had to work my way through people. So that was an excellent feeling for sure. Who could deny that Kirk Michael is a special experience? That right there was huge. I think that the Glen Helen section is my favorite.
And of course, if there's a race that you like, is the race that you dislike.
I hate getting past, after I pass 5 bikes in the gooseneck, on the run up to the beginning of the mountain. I hate when they all come back by.
Wide the shoulders.
No, they just give me a thumbs up and they go do their thing, and I have to sit there and wait to get over to Kate's cottage.
Well, I'm sure that everybody agrees with me that you've certainly done your homework. Really impressed with just talking to you here tonight, how well you know the course, the Glen Helens, Michaels. I've known experienced riders that couldn't come half of them. Isn't that right, Russ? That wouldn't know half of them, and I'm sure on behalf of everybody in here tonight, we wish you the best of luck tomorrow. Thank you for coming in the first place to come round this circuit. Enjoy yourself tomorrow. Come home safe, and we want to see you back here again next year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good hand for you.